All right. Over the last year, many of us wound up looking for ways to entertain ourselves through repeated lockdowns and quarantines. And when you're bored, what could be better than playing games on your smartphone? Hint, it's playing Israeli games on your smartphone.
So what are you playing? Because games are no longer meant only for kids. Actually, they never really were just for kids, but with the adult population, they're really making a comeback. Maybe it's just because the current adult generation never received enough adulting lessons. But in any case, the mobile gaming industry is booming, and in Israel in particular, the startup nation, mobile game companies are thriving more than ever before. In fact, several Israeli companies are behind some of the mobile games that we all know and love. For example, one Israeli company, Moon Active, is the team behind the popular app Coinmaster, a top earner among mobile games in both the UK and Germany, and it has over 100 million worldwide downloads. Meantime, company Playtika, or the makers of Bingo Blitz, has a current market value of $13 billion US, and they even had a record-setting IPO at the beginning of the year. So as digital gaming revenue rose 12% just last year to a whopping $126.6 billion, it looks like Israel's helping lead the way.
So now we know that Israeli gaming companies are among the top of the pack in the mobile gaming industry, which globally today is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. But what's behind the growth in gaming despite an ongoing pandemic? And what makes Israel such a big competitor? Joining me to discuss is Eldad Tamir, CEO and founder of Tamir Fishman Investment Group. Eldad, thanks so much for being with us. Now, what can you tell us about the global gaming industry and what trends maybe should we be following or noticing, especially in mobile gaming?
Well, I think the main trends are that people are, especially the younger generations, are more and more engaged with their computer, their phone, and therefore spend more time in gaming. So it's a kind of a result of the digital revolution where people have more time. People like your picture right now, and most of the relationships that people have is there with their, with their toys, with their phone. So that's driving most, I think, of the gaming industry. So people can sit in conference rooms and listen and play games at the same time. They can work. I see the developers here at Tamir Fishman who develop and play game at the same time. So it's it's a new kind of humans. Not sure I like them that much, but that's the fact.
All right. Well, so where do Israeli companies fit in with all this? Because and what kinds of games really are Israelis mostly producing? Because I've primarily seen card games and games like bingo and puzzle games similar to Candy Crush. Is there like a type that Israel tends to focus on?
Well, I think the main core know-how of Israelis in gaming comes from distribution and marketing. I think if we look backwards to see where the knowledge came from, it actually came from and still comes a lot from gambling. So Israeli companies were the first to develop all the marketing tools to go around the net and catch that, rich or not rich, really, most of these guys are not rich, but someone who is willing to spend a few $100s or a few $1,000s, and sometimes, catch a big fish who can spend 20 or 30K dollars on gambling. And we can like it or not like it, depending on our view on gambling, but that's where the know-how came from. And from that, gaming and gambling are not that far away in terms of how to reach customers, how to gain more money out of the pockets of those customers. And therefore, that's kind of where this business know-how comes from.
So who are the primary users of Israeli games? Are they mostly in countries with a big gambling culture?
Well, I think, the users are definitely not Israelis because, we're a small market over here. But I think that if you go into countries where there's more digital adoptions, that's where the Israeli companies can get out of a certain amount of the population more money out of their pockets. So I think, if you go to certain countries in Europe, there are more countries who tend to gamble more and less. If you go to the UK, gambling is, you can see it, sports game and gambling is legal. So you can go out to the internet and fetch those big fish you can get money in gambling and gaming, and there's an interaction between those two. And if you go to countries like the United States where online gambling is prohibited, then gaming comes in a smaller rate of adoption, but still it's coming a big way, and gaming is becoming a part of our content. It's about 170 billion business dollars a year. So definitely a big business, and it's growing. So.
Oh my gosh. Wow. All right. So
Yeah.
final question. What's your favorite mobile game that you're playing right now?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've kind of prohibited myself from playing. I think the last one was a kind of a pool game where you can play pool forever and play once against the other. But it's addictive, so I'm trying not to get into that.
So you're forming some good habits. Not much of a gambler, I guess.
Yeah, I mean.
All right. Eldad Tamir.
Still, I enjoy working more, so.
That's a very good habit, I'm sure. All right. Eldad Tamir, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.